everybody here from Paris Charles de Gaulle International Airport. Our long layover just got pushed from about 10 hours to about 16 hours because our flight, as I just showed here, got delayed due to some kind of technical incident. So our original departure time was supposed to be around 4:45. Now we're not supposed to be out of here till about 10:30 local time. So it's a good thing I booked the flights, the U.S. domestic flights, back to Dayton the next day. Otherwise we'd be screwed with those if I booked them the same day. I don't think I could have anyway, because Southwest didn't have any later flights on the same day anyway, so it would have been the next day anyway. But anyways, the travel clock while we're here, we're already over 24 hours, 25 hours, 41 minutes. The total travel time won't be changed at all, since the layover in Boston will just be shrink down. We'll still be getting back to Dayton at the same time and everything, just a smaller layover in Boston with this long delay. Assuming there's no other delays, which hopefully there is not. But we're just going to be at this airport a really, really, really long time. It's only 11:30 now here. And we're not going to be boarding till probably about 9:30. So yeah, another 10 hours on top of the already almost 6 hours we've been here. But there's what the shadow of the earth looks like right now. Still dark out at home, and I guess this is about what it looked like when we left yesterday, because it's about the 24-hour mark out from Zambia. So we'll be sitting here all during the day, and it'll be nighttime when we take off. So instead of chasing the sun on this westbound flights, we'll be actually chasing the shadow of the earth, making for a very, very long time period in darkness. We'll be taking off at like 10:30 landing, scheduled landing in Boston around 12:10 a.m. local time. Only an hour and 40-minute difference between takeoff in Paris, its local time, to the landing in Boston local time, due to the very narrow time zones up there. So we cross the time zones pretty quick. It's like we cross each time zone, a new time zone every hour and 20 minutes, which is pretty quick, because the further north you go, the closer the lines, the latitude, and the time zones are together, so you cross them more frequently. Versus when you're at the equator, it's the lines are more further apart. Usually I think they're about 1,000 miles apart, so it takes you almost 2 hours to cross them at the equator, near the equator, something like that. But yeah, 6 hour time change as we go westbound back over the Atlantic. But that is a long way from now, so we better get used to this wonderful airport with like very little food. Well, they have food, but not much of a selection. We might go check out the gift shop and stuff.
The employees here are not nice. All they have is like cold meat sandwiches. I've had less than 2 hours of sleep. There are screaming kids around me. Our flight just got delayed 6 hours. I have about this much patience right now, but I'm too tired to give a fuck. I just want to go home.
Yeah, don't we all? Hopefully there's no delays on our Southwest flights pushing the actual travel time, but we'll see how tired we are.
Oh, and thankfully our bosses are understanding, because I just messaged Tony and told him to look at my latest status. So
yeah,
we'll be back to work in further notice is all I can say.
Yeah, usually when they say technical incident, there's a likely chance that it could be delayed again, because my parents had an experience out in Seattle back in 2012. They kept pushing back the flight for God knows why. I think they kept pushing it back like every hour, and it ended up being almost a 10 or 11 hour delay. And they didn't go out of security either, basically because of the same reasons why we don't want to go out of security, because they would have had to going back out through customs and security and coming back through again and all that crap.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing about this airport. Security is an absolutely disorganized nightmare.
Yeah, like, it's nuts. It's too crowded.
And then customs was just like this big clusterfuck of like 3 different lines merging into other people, and then they randomly pull people aside and check their bags, and I almost lost Rob in the crowd. I'm like,
Yeah.
Like, I just want out of this airport. I hate this airport. I hate it.
Yeah, there's not lots to do. There's some spotting places. We might go down to the other end and see if there's some good spotting places since we'll be here a bit.
There's some pretty interesting planes coming in here, but other than that, I don't like this airport.
But yeah, hopefully, I don't know, this is supposed to be our gate, but we're going to probably wander around a little bit, K30. But yeah, what happened to my parents, that was in Vancouver when they were coming from Vancouver back to the States, so they would have had to go back out and have their passports stamped and everything, and have to wait in a big mess of lines, and I don't feel like doing that after already traveling over 24 hours now, so hang out. But hopefully the aircraft should still be the same. We should still be on the upper deck of the 747, all that, but it's just going to be another very big delay, hopefully the only delay, but we'll see what happens. But we'll see everybody next time whenever we can.